Turn this on. There we go. Now we are bright. Alright. Let me turn on my computer for the live chat. Alright, so what's up, everybody? Christian Latier, Ski, Darian 1K TV, Owen. What's going on, everybody? So the Jaguar Rohan says, hello, fellow unrelenting neckbeard. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna keep it until quarantine is over. I think this is the longest my beard has ever been, so it'll be fun. Live from the Ville Zone says, yo. Blake says, what's up? Darian says, how you feel about the draft? Christian Latier says, finally someone pronounced my name right. I got it right? I bet everyone says Latier, right? It looks like a Latier, but that's cool. Cy Robbins, day 2 is much better than day 1. James Lewis says, thanks for your work, man. Jason says, Duval. Kareem says, what's up, UCF? So, yeah, I'm liking day 2 of the draft, man. I mean, if you look at the first 4 picks, we filled 4 of our biggest needs. Cornerback was obviously something that, who knew who was going to start there? Like Breon Borders, like we had nobody there. So CJ Henderson at 9, that's an automatic day 1 replace. And then we also got Chason, who, I mean, we need a defensive end, especially with Yannick Ngakoue most likely out. You know, he'll be able to come in there and do good and, you know, give us some pass rush. You know, then we get a wide receiver in Chenault. I forget the guy's name. It's like, let me see real quick. But yeah, he's pretty good, man. I saw some. I was actually watching some of his highlight film and stuff while I was sitting here, just kind of watching the draft. Laviska Chenault. I mean, that guy is that guy's really good, man. I'm excited about him. And then Devon Hamilton. I mean, he was a top 5 3-tech nose guard on a lot of or nose tackle on a lot of people's boards. So that's really cool to get him in. And as we all know, we were putrid against the run last year. So bringing in somebody like that, that'll help us out tremendously. And a lot of people are asking about Yannick Ngakoue and Fournette. No news, man. I mean, the only news that really came out is that you know, Dave Caldwell received no calls about Yannick Ngakoue. And Fournette, apparently Dave Caldwell is calling other GMs trying to dump him, and he even called the Buccaneers about him, but the Buccaneers wound up picking a running back instead of going with Fournette. So I don't know. It's just interesting how they're just trying to dump Fournette as much as they can. So I don't know. So I mean, Fournette, I mean, they're probably going to try to get anything they can for him. It's confusing because that's 1,600 yards worth of all-purpose yards we're going to have to replace. But I guess, I mean, he's at the point where they just want to, you know, get him off the roster because I don't know. Apparently he drives coaches nuts. So it's I mean, that's a little bit weird for me too. It's a little bit strange, you know, because we heard all the time last year that he was becoming a better teammate and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess it may not be the case. Busted says, UCF, if you haven't seen that yet, you should check out the Jags phone conference with Chenault. Merton said they're planning on doing some cool stuff with him. Yeah, I mean, the guy's lined up in running back. The guy, you know, wide receiver. Apparently, I mean, just the big knock on him is that he's like injury prone. But what I'm going to do, guys, I am going to drop a link in this live chat. Read this. It's basically Chenault writing a letter to the NFL GMs talking about himself, and it's pretty outstanding. I mean, the guy seems very motivated. He picked Colorado over Alabama and LSU because he wanted to put Colorado on the map. He wasn't going to really change the way Alabama and LSU are like he could Colorado. And, you know, how perfect is that for him going to Jacksonville? I mean, Jacksonville, you know, we are just looking for franchise changers. You know, we have no Hall of Famers. We have like, what, 4 people on the wall, and you know, it's very cool. So, you know, I'm excited he seems exciting, man. Just gotta stay healthy. That's the big worry about him, and especially with some of our draft picks, because Chason has dealt with some injuries, and also, you know, and also Chenault. So Chenault and Chason. So we gotta see. So hopefully they're both good. Angela says we definitely gotta keep Fournette. Another wide receiver should look into Edwards out of South Carolina. Yeah, that's good. Edwards. I mean, I think maybe 4th round we get a running back, especially with the way we're trying to dump Fournette, and the only running backs we really have on the roster is Reichwell, Armstead, and maybe some guys off the street. So, yeah, Edwards is gone. That's what I thought. I thought Edwards got picked. So now, how about the Rams though? The Rams, they didn't have a 1st round pick, and their very first pick they wound up going with a running back. I don't know, man. I don't understand the direction of that team. People are kind of talking about quarterbacks. Jacob Eason. How about the Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round? Man, that's interesting. Pigskin Pete, what's up, man? I'm happy with the Jaguars picks. I like it. I think they're getting some good value with their picks. Maybe like Chenault. I mean, you should like a lot of people are saying he should have been a 1st round pick, but I think he dropped a little bit because of injury. And with what happened with the Jaguars drafts, with what players kind of fell to them in the 1st round, everything kind of worked out. Well, let's see. We got 83 people in here so far right now, man. Thank you guys all so much for joining. If you guys can, drop a like on the video. That kind of helps out the channel, live stream, whatever. And this will archive, and everyone can rewatch tomorrow. So I wonder if the Jaguars are going to try to trade back into this 3rd round. We have 10 picks remaining. 10 picks tomorrow. And we haven't traded at all. I thought there was going to be some day 2 trades for the Jaguars. At least, move up from the 2nd round pick or move up from the 3rd round pick. But they haven't done that just yet. So, I don't know, man. Preston says, good moves by the Jags. Full Drought says, he reminds me of David Boston. Oh, yeah, and Jason Martineau dropped the link to my Discord. If you guys want, go ahead and join that. I try to be active as I can on that. Mindset says, can I buy the hat that I have? Can I buy that hat? And I have a question for you. So what is your email? My email is jagsempire15@gmail.com. So yeah, jagsempire15@gmail.com. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Angela Smith says, From or Easton would be nice. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't mind a quarterback in the 4th round, but, Giles says, I don't really know how I feel about our draft picks so far. I'm liking it. I mean, I was a little bit... The 1st round was just kind of boring because, usually we're used to... Because I remember in 2016, Jalen Ramsey fell to number 5. No one thought we'd get there. In 2019, Josh Allen fell to number 7. Nobody thought that. There was nobody... Nobody really perfectly fell to us, but, I don't think we reached necessarily because, I think like 5 or 6 cornerbacks were taken in the 1st round. So, and just with the way the NFL is evolving with the passing game, I mean, cornerback is a very important position because you got to be able to guard these wide receivers and all the different air raid systems that are going on. Broncos fan for life. How do you feel about AJ Boye? Do you hate that you guys did that? No, I didn't hate it. I was lukewarm about it just because, when that trade went through, I didn't know where what the Jaguars' direction was because I thought with bringing back Dave Caldwell and Doug Marrone that they were in kind of like a win now mode. But, after trading away Calais Campbell and, trying to dump off everybody that has any trade value, I understood it. And a 4th round pick, I mean, that's cool. And, AJ Boye got to kind of pick the team that he went to. And, I have a lot of respect for AJ Boye just because he's also a UCF guy. But yeah. So we have 112 people in here, man. Thanks you guys all so much for being in here. Pigskin Pete says, I can tell some of you don't watch college ball. Not hating, just being real. Yeah. It's cool though. I don't watch, myself, I don't really even watch a lot of college ball. I like watching the big games. I watch UCF games, but other than that, I'm definitely an NFL guy for sure. Ye says, not taking Duverville or Josh Jones will haunt us. Well, we couldn't take Josh Jones. I wonder because I was one Josh Jones too, but he got picked right before the Jags. I wonder had he been there if the Jaguars would have taken him. I don't know, but I know Devon Hamilton was pretty high on a lot of draft boards, so, So, I mean, I'm cool with it. Liv says we need Swift. Unfortunately, Swift is gone. I think Swift went to Detroit, which was weird because Detroit has that. They got that running back out of Auburn last year, so it was. I mean, it was a little bit strange of a pick to me. What would you think if the Jaguars get Jacob Eason? I wouldn't mind it. Honestly, if I can get a quarterback, I would rather wait till the 5th round to do it. You know, or even like the 5th or 6th round. Just throw flyers out there, try to get some guys. So we'll see. Big Country Chug says, there goes Zach Moss. Zach Moss is gone. Loan up on running back, man. Buffalo has Devin Singletary, who did some good things last year. Unknown Corona says, do you see playoff hopes this year with these incredible moves we made? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, a lot of stuff has to go right for us. Some of those being injuries need to go well. These draft picks really need to produce year one. And Gardner Minshew really has to be the answer. You know, if Gardner Minshew can take a serious next step, I think the Jaguars can make the playoffs. Is it likely? I don't know. Like, if I were to put money on the Jaguars, like, I would say 5-11 or 6-10. I think 2020 is the year where we really make a run. But I don't know. We'll see, man. Especially with me just being used to the Jaguars losing all the time. Like, I'm always just preparing for a double-digit losing season at this point. CW says, could Blake come back? I doubt it. I doubt we bring Blake back. We experimented with him. Obviously, everything happened, and he's a free agent right now amongst a lot of free agents, man. And you know, with the Patriots, they're not taking quarterbacks, and I know that, you know, Cam Newton was basically saying, like, I'm holding out until after the draft because he didn't want to go to the Chargers and all of a sudden they draft Justin Herbert. He didn't want to go to the Dolphins. They draft Tua. He was wanting to go to a team that wasn't going to draft the quarterback in round 1. So, I mean, Patriots, I mean, it's looking like the Patriots will get Cam Newton or Jameis Winston. I would think Cam Newton. I wouldn't. I'm not big on Jameis Winston just because of his interception factor. But I mean, Cam Newton could be a real steal for a team. What's going on, Charlie boy? He says, do you think we should pick up Andy Dalton or Cam? I don't know. Like, I just don't know what the direction right now. I wouldn't mind. I mean, if we sign Cam Newton, I wouldn't be mad about it. I don't know if this is the best situation just because, I mean, I wouldn't want Jameis Winston. I'll say that. I feel like we know what Jameis Winston is. Cam Newton still might have some stuff left in him. So, but I want to, Gardner Minshew, he's an unknown. I want to see what Gardner Minshew has, you know. Keep it cool, Rob. What's going on, man? He says, Marone told LaVisca he wanted to really use him like they did in college. I think we might have some really interesting offense next year with a lot of misdirection and things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, especially we'll see because, you know, if we don't wind up drafting a running back in the top 5, maybe we use this guy as another, as another running back, as a change of pace running back. I mean, we'll see. I don't know how big of a fan I am of it, but because we all know what the offensive weapon that Denard Robinson is. I mean, it's really hard to move guys around the field like that, especially as a rookie when you're having to learn a new playbook. So we'll see. Trainer says, I see y'all typing but not liking. Yeah, man, let's throw some likes. 120 people in here. Let's get this to 100 likes, guys. Vishnu says, so we should stay with Minshew. Yeah, I mean, like right now, I don't think that the Jaguars, here's my thing. I don't think the Jaguars will be playoff team next year. I think it's a year, 2020 is when we figure out what we have in Gardner Minshew. Once the year is over, we evaluate our team. We say, okay, we've got a bunch of money that we can spend in free agency, and we have a whole 2021 draft. In that 2021 draft, you have 2 first-round picks, and the Rams are probably going to suck this year, so that might be a top 10 pick. So then you really decide, okay, what do we need to do at quarterback? And hell, maybe we go out and sign Aaron Rodgers. I mean, look what the Packers did. They drafted Jordan Love yesterday. So maybe Aaron Rodgers is available. So I don't know. I just think this year, let's figure out exactly what we have in Minshew. And we'll go forward there because I think Minshew, he did enough good things to me this year or last year to where I think I'm ready to give him, I'm ready to give him the keys to the 2020 team. Tony G, what's up, man? I saw you're a new member of the channel. He says, I agree. We need to let Minshew prove himself. Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. CW says, Aaron Rodgers to the Drags for 2 first-rounders. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm sure a team would give up some draft capital for him. But how old is Aaron Rodgers? I think he's, what, 36? Aaron Rodgers. Age. He's 36 years old, so he's got probably 5 more years left in him. You know, you would think. Let's go back to the 4 on 4 out. Says, to be honest, I'm actually liking the draft so far. It appears the defense is being redefined. Still want some O-line help though. Yeah, man. I agree. I mean, I like it so far. I don't really have any complaints other than just dream guys not falling to us. But you know, it's looking good so far. But yeah, that's one thing. The O-line. We got to do something about the O-line. Obviously, the O-line was not very good last year, and we have done nothing about it. We not only didn't do anything through the draft, we haven't done anything through free agency either. So it's so we definitely need to do something like that. JackFan85 says he'd be happy with P Ryan. Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of Jags fans would be, since a lot of them are Gator fans. Me as a UCF guy, I want Gabe Davis. I don't see it happening though. I wonder if he's been picked yet. Austin, is there a camp we can complete and possibly make a wild card spot? I think best case scenario, we sneak in with a wild card spot, or we sneak in with like a 10-6 season with the AAC South being a little bit down. But hell, a 10-6 would be fun. But I just, you know, like I said, for us to have a winning year, I mean, it's possible. We have to have these a lot of impact out of this year's draft. We have to stay clear of the injury bug. And Gardner Minshew has to progress. That's really the 3 keys, I think. Keep it cool, Rob. Colts looking scary this year. Yeah, they made some good picks, man. They got T. Higgins. I believe they got no. T. Higgins went to the Bengals. They got a wide receiver I really liked. And they also got Jonathan Taylor. So yeah, I mean, so it's interesting, man. Tony says, I'm actually going to be really pleased with the draft. Henderson can work, tackling, physicality, and much needed playmaker. It's been good so far. We still take, yeah, and especially the drop off after CJ Henderson. I mean, we're good with the spot, and I mean, we filled so many needs right now because we had a huge hole obviously the biggest hole is at cornerback that got filled. Defensive line. I mean, we filled 2 of those spots with Hamilton and Chason, and then obviously wide receiver. That's going to be good too, so I'm liking it. Keep it cool. Rob says the rest of the O-line class is terrible. Yeah, I mean, now it's about, you know, trying to find, because now that you're going to be into the 4th round, there's going to be a lot of knocks on these players. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, like day 3, there are Pro Bowlers out there. There are all pros. There is at least one Hall of Famer that's going to be drafted tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's all about finding those guys. You know what I mean? Javelin says, UCF Jaguars, everyone in the comments saying on every pick we take. Estimates, just be grateful. I don't know, you know. It's just fans are going to fan, you know. Fans have their opinions. I'm not someone that usually, you know, I'm not someone that really hates on I've never really hated on the Jaguars draft picks. I mean, there might be situations, like I could imagine other teams not liking what they do. Like if I was a Falcons fan this year, I would not have liked reaching for, you know, the cornerback that I keep talking about. And wait, Archer, is that true? Yannick Ngakoue's been traded, or is that fake news? Better not be fake news now. Let's see. I'm looking this up. Oh, Archer, you're the worst. You can't do that to me, man. You can't do that to me. Oh, man. Tony says, Raina, but I like the design on the Jag hat. I saw not only yours, floral design. Yeah, this is one. Josh Lambo designed this one. I got this one and the other floral one at the Jag Stadium. So, you know, there's some good finds there. Hats are definitely a guilty purchase of mine. I love hats. I know, Archer, you got me. I will say that. HCAC says, why don't we ever wear teal and black unis? Well, black is our primary, and you're allowed to wear teal three. You're allowed to wear your alternates 3 times a year. So that's why. Keep it cool, Rob. Is Matt Pure taken yet? He's a good O-line. I haven't seen him yet. I don't know. Bonus says, I found my bones on a Jags football field. Interesting. I love the all black. Yeah, the one I love the teal. I wish teal was our primaries, and I wish we would make teal our primaries and wear like black like twice a year. Like if we have a night game, wear black on black. You know what I mean? Like I don't like the black on white look. I love the black on teal look. The one look we haven't seen yet is the teal on teal. But overall, I love our uniforms. I really do. And you know, you've seen some teams go crazy with uniforms. I mean, the Jaguars in 2013, they went way too crazy with the two-tone helmets and stuff. A lot going on with the uniforms. The Buccaneers had the digital clock numbers. The Browns went really weird. You've seen all those teams revert back to their standards. And then, you know, you saw Atlanta this year. Atlanta went crazy with their uniforms. You know, in 5 years, you're allowed to change their uniforms every 5 years. I guarantee you Atlanta's going to change them back because they are just very arena league looking. But I like the Jaguars uniforms. I like the simplicity. I don't like a lot going on. And I mean, my favorite color is like blue, light blue. I love green. So, I mean, teal, I think it's, I just really like the color. Wiley says, it doesn't look like we are trading Ngakoue in this draft. What do you think we are going to do with him? And is Twitter stupidity getting worse? I don't know. I mean, at this point, it doesn't look like we're going to trade him. So, I don't know. Full Drill Out says, doesn't the commissioner look exhausted? Yeah, I think something's wrong with him, man. He looks like he's taking drugs or something. Like, I don't know why he struggles to read these cards so much. I can't understand it. Look, he's literally sitting down now. He's not even standing up making the picks. I don't know, but I do miss the way the draft is normally with the big, you know, stage, and like usually day 2 we have, you know, old legend players coming out and making the picks. So it's, you know, that's how it is. Tony says, Jags did a good job of keeping the heritage and also keeping it modern. The logo definitely needed updating, and I like it. I'm glad the jerseys haven't changed much. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm not, I like the way they are. I don't want too crazy, and I wouldn't mind keeping these jerseys for 10 plus years. I really wouldn't. The only thing we need to do is just change the teal primaries. That's all we need to do, and then I'm gonna be loving it. Grant says Henderson should rock 20. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I wonder what number he's gonna pick. I think defensive backs, they take numbers like 20 to 39. So you know, maybe he picks 21. Now that AJ Boye is out. I mean, he was 1 in college, so maybe 21 is what he takes. I know Chason is picking between like 47, 49, and 52. He put out a Twitter poll right now. If you go to Chason's Twitter, he has a Twitter poll going. You can vote on his number. I voted for 52. I don't know why. I just like the numbers in the 50s. I like even numbers, so I voted 52. But yeah, man, go to his Twitter and leave a vote for him. Yeah, we got 144 people in here, man. Thanks, guys. I'll probably be on for another 5 minutes. Just sitting here watching the draft. We'll see where they go. Robert, is Chenault your ideal wide receiver? Yeah, I like him so far, man. I haven't watched too much of him. I just watch his highlight reel, and anybody looks good on their highlight reel. So I'll be looking for it. It's Reese says Jan for Judy. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, Jan, I think, destroyed a lot of his tradability just with how stupid he's been on Twitter, and I don't know. I think he's got gets bad advice, and he's got a bad agent. CW, whatever happened to Telvin? I don't know. I'll probably make one on Telvin later, but we'll see. Tony says, good live stream, man. I hope we make some moves with all these 4th rounders. Yeah, I mean, God, wouldn't that be great if we moved up into the 3rd round here? I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't even know how many more picks are left. Cameron Danzler. I felt so weird doing the reaction, doing the reaction to the wide receiver Chenault, because I'd never even heard about him, and you know, I was like, I don't know, and I'd like cut it and like look up more information, but I don't know. I'm not one of these guys that does work on all of these prospects going deep into here. Like I know on Gin Jag, Jordan DeLugo did like a top 100 board, and like, I mean, he said that he put thousands of hours into it. I'm just not. I'm not. I mean, I think like I love football, but I think that if I literally put that much time into it, like I would slowly lose my passion for it all. And I mean, that's just my thoughts. Like, I just can't sit there and, grind and watch college football players like all day long. That's just not me. I love football, but I'd rather put time into making one of these like Jags videos. You know what I mean? So it's Reese. I agree, Tony. Tony says it's kind of funny because I tried the Chanel on my Jags Madden franchise. Yeah, but I'll be excited to look into all these guys, man, and just continue to make some videos. It'll be fun. Hopefully we have a season this year. CW says, how do we miss on Lamar and get Taven Bryan? That's an age-old question, my man. Been there, done that. Stupidity, I guess, But at the same time, a lot of teams pass on Lamar Jackson. Even the Ravens passed on Lamar Jackson. They took Hayden Hurst before even taking Lamar Jackson. So, you know what I mean? If Ravens knew what Lamar Jackson would have been, they would have taken him over Hayden Hurst. Hey, Matt Janiga just joined the Big Cat level. Welcome to UCF Jaguar membership. I'm actually going to post a pretty interesting vid next week. It's going to be about my most interesting Jaguars game experience. It's not going to be like the best game I've ever been to, because the best games have been the Buffalo Bills, the Seahawks. I'm going to talk about a story that just the most interesting thing that's ever happened. I think you guys will think it's hilarious. So that's one that's going to go out to the members of the channel. I just introduced membership this week. You guys can all join by hitting the join button on the channel. It's usually in the description of my videos, but if you're watching on a desktop, it's right down there. So actually I can drop a link over here. Like, if you guys are interested in becoming members, there's different levels for it. So I dropped it down there. It's definitely if you guys want to get exclusive content and stuff and get different member only perks, it's a good way to kind of come in and support the channel. But thank you so much, Matt, for joining. CW says Josh Allen or Sam Darnold. I'm not high on either of them, so I'd probably say Josh Allen. Matt says, I like your videos. Thanks for keeping us updated. All right, and Tony used the if you guys are members, you guys can have these different emojis. So Tony just threw a Minshew and a Jaguar logo. So I need to add, as I get more members, I can add more emojis. So I think I can add 3 more right now. So I'll probably look into adding those tomorrow morning. But yeah, man, it's thanks Tony and thanks Matt for being members. Yeah, Tony just dropped them all. I put one. It's a dumpster on fire. It's a good representation of what the Jaguars team seems like sometimes. But yeah. Sean says, why don't the Jags just tank every year to get the first pick? Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. We've never had the first pick ever. But I know a lot of people are saying, are we tanking for Trevor? I don't know. Here, what is it? Yo, what's good, Yusef? Long time no talk. You were my sexy 16 pick until Entertainer came in with the fire. That's funny. But yeah, like, it's like, I just have a feeling Gardner Minshew, he's gonna get us at least 5 or 6 wins. I just don't think that we're gonna be 2-14. I don't think we'll be the very worst team in the NFL. I just don't see that happening. But that's just me personally. So we got a few more picks left. OG says, I wish, went by. It's easier to read it right here. But yeah, we have 129 people in here, man. Let's see if we can drop likes, get this to 100 likes, man. That'd be super cool. Christian Latier says, Devin Asaya is gone. Yeah. MA says, do you think Henderson was a reach? I don't think so. I mean, I was, especially when you see how many quarterbacks went, and I mean, who else were we gonna get? I didn't really want to get Kinlaw that much. I think that guy is such a risk. We could have, I guess, gotten a left tackle, but cornerback, I mean, it was a huge need for us. And if there was like Derek Brown or Isaiah Simmons or something like that there, then it might have been a reach. But with who was on the board, I did not mind it. I didn't think it was that much of a reach. And it looks like I think he's gonna be a pretty good player. A lot of scouts think very, very highly of him. There were people even saying that a lot, like Pete Prisco said that a lot of people he talked to in the NFL world thought that he is better than Okuda. That's not me saying that. That's just all them. So don't think that's just me trying to pump them up. Big Country Chug says, I think we will trade both our first round picks next year for Trevor. I don't think it's going to happen. Here's why. Literally, the Bengals had a #1 overall pick this year. They did, teams were calling like crazy. Miami was trying to do everything they can to get the pick #1. But they didn't budge. You know what I mean? If a team is very worse in the NFL, they are not going to risk giving up the #1 overall spot to give up Trevor Lawrence. It's just not going to happen. So you're either going to get the #1 overall pick or you're not going to get Trevor Lawrence. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And no one would give up. They weren't going to give up Joe Burrow. The Cardinals back then, they weren't going to, last year, they weren't going to move away to give up Kyler Murray. And that's just how it is, man. Teams won't budge for quarterbacks. So it's either you get the #1 overall pick or you don't get him at all. And that's just a matter of fact. Critic says, UCF, do you think we have to set the precedent? If you want off our team, you just become a cancer in the locker room and get traded. Our culture feels so bad right now. I think right now they're trying to get rid of the bad culture guys. And you see some of the guys that they drafted, like a lot of people were like, oh, CJ Henderson, he's not happy, he doesn't want to be a Jaguar. He's just kind of I could tell he's kind of an introverted guy and he probably doesn't show a lot of emotion. A lot of people say he's just he's a hardworking guy, so that's how he is. Chase on seems extremely excited to be a Jaguar. I mean, hell, he was working out in Jaguar clothes. Chenault, I'm gonna post this thing again. He's apparently a quiet guy. He went to Colorado over Alabama and LSU because he wanted to kind of make his own, legend. He didn't want to just go to a place where people have been legendary. And if you go to Colorado, you're pretty much saying that you're not going to win a national championship. And he's just a quiet, hardworking guy. And what better of a player to go to Jacksonville than a guy that wants to build something new. So I don't know. I like the pick. And then I don't really know much about Devon Hamilton, but I imagine right now they're really trying to bring in people that fit the kind of locker room culture that they're going to get. 4 on, 4 off says, seems to me we are focusing on rebuilding the defense this year and most likely going to focus offense next year's draft, especially with 2 first-round picks. Yeah, I think we're trying to get the defense back up. I mean, look, in 2016, we were, I think, 3-13, 5-11. That year, we drafted Jalen Ramsey, Miles Jack, Yannick Ngakoue. Then the next year, all in their second year, that's when we made the AFC Championship game run. In 2017, we drafted Leonard Fournette in the first round. We drafted, who did we draft? Cam Robinson in the second round. Fourth round, we get D.D. Westbrook. It's seeming eerily similar, now that you mentioned it, to kind of what we did there. So, yeah, I think, and a lot of times these GMs, when they draft, they look at the next 2 years' draft to kind of see what we need to do. And maybe, a lot of people say they reach for CJ Henderson. What if they look at next year's draft and say, look, there's really not many guys that we really see that are going to fit, where we're going to be drafting next year. So, we only have one or 2 first-round grades on cornerbacks next year. So, they're always forecasting into the future. Grant, you forgot Tamer Bryan in 2018. Yeah, I'm not mentioning that. Latier says, you have to see Josh Allen's live stream with Kalavion. Yeah, and Josh Allen seems another good culture guy. So I'll be on here. Damn, I've been live for 35 minutes. That's crazy. Doesn't feel like that. I'll be live. How about for another 3 minutes? And I'll sign out. Noah says, if that's the case, why do we tank for Trevor, though? Minshew all the way. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think they could be in a position where they say, look, we're not going to be good this year. But, to say that, is Dave Caldwell having talks with Doug Marrone being like, okay, hey, man, lose all the games this year so we can get the #1 overall pick. And then we can, it's just, It's not how organizations work. And I mean, you've seen teams like in 2017, everyone said that the Jets were the worst team in the NFL. They're tanking. They're going to get the #1 overall pick. They get the #6 overall pick in that next year's draft. The Miami Dolphins last year, they end up with the 5th overall pick. Everyone thought they were gonna, they started off like I think 0-9, and then finished off like 4-3 or something like that. So it's just incredibly hard. Cynic says, with this nose tackle and chase on 3-4 makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to a 3-4. Yo, Austin, do not spam like that. You will be put in timeout. That's one rule, guys. We can't be spamming. Kyle says, you said, thank you for all the Jags content. I watch all the vids. Good looks, homie. Hey, appreciate that. High Rider says, pride over tanking in the NFL. We need to win what we can. Yeah, it's and like I said, at the very least, I think we go 5-11, 6-10. I just don't see this team, a team that has a 1,000-yard receiver in DJ Chark, 1,600-yard running back in Leonard Fournette, double-digit sack guy in Josh Allen, and just some of the picks that we've been making. I just don't see us being the worst. That's just me though. Hey, Central's Close Climber with a $2 super chat says, surprised we didn't trade up with all the draft cap. I'm surprised too. I don't know. I would at least thought we would have moved up from the 2nd round or 3rd round, or hell, maybe we can move into the tail end of this 3rd round. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised that not much movement either. The Movie Man says, Bears have 10 tight ends on the roster. Yeah, what a weird pick. The Bears did not have a 1st round pick, and with their first pick, it's a 2nd round pick, they draft a tight end in a weak tight end group. And they just released Trey Burton like a few days ago. It's just weird. AK Falconer says, go to my channel for anything Jags, straight from the UK. Keep up the good work. Oh yeah? Hey, AK, did you start a YouTube channel? I'll have to check it out. Let's see, let's go to his channel. Actually, I can't go. I'll check it out later. Gene says, I was hoping for the Cal safety was going to be there for us. Yeah. Frenchman says, tank for Trevor. People trying to tank, man. CW, did you see EDP stream? No, I did not. Was he mad? Heat Nation, I do like the Hamilton pick. I really do. Oh, AK says, you're my go-to channel. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, Falconer, you're in the United Kingdom? I didn't even know that. I was about to say, I've been seeing your name in the comment section for some time. Diva, my Discord channel is still live. Jason, if you could drop the link to my Discord channel, it's just not, I don't know, it's not accurate down to comments. I don't know, I don't even fill out this description box. It just automatically does it to this, so, But yeah, if you guys aren't already, man, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. I stay pretty active on those things, and I'm trying to get kind of into the Discord game. I don't know a lot about it, I'll be honest with you, but I know a lot of my fans like it, so, I can stay in touch with you guys kind of through there. Daniel says, I love your work. You're my #1 Jags news source. You're awesome. Yeah, and that's crazy to hear, man, because, a lot of these guys do this kind of stuff full time. I'm just someone who does this for fun. It's really cool where this channel's taking me, and I feel like it's been kind of cool building a community here on YouTube. Right now I'm bringing 120 Jags fans into a live chat kind of forum together, and it's cool, man. It's interactive. You don't really, through your other Jags media streams, you don't really get to interact and call out people's names like this. So, with this, I've been talking for 40 minutes, and you guys have been the people I've been having a conversation with, so, it's all very cool. David says, I'm hoping the Jags have a more balanced offense versus defense draft because we can't depend on next year if college football gets canceled. Yeah, and that's, I don't even want to think about that, man. I don't even want to think about football getting canceled. But yeah, man, hey, thank you guys all for joining. We had 120 people in here today. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Before we go, drop a like for me. I will be doing a bunch of videos tomorrow. We have 10 draft picks tomorrow. I can't imagine we'll be, using all those ones to draft players, but, I'll be out here making vids, all that stuff. So thank you guys for joining. As always, go Jags.